I was thinking to myself, oh, what's the reason why I'm so low on guns? Oh, I've sent 37,000 to China. And then I think to myself, oh, how is China doing right now? Hey, I'm FeedBackGaming, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4 for the quadrillion time. Let's zoom on the title screen. It has come to my attention that there is a glitch that I cannot ignore. A glitch of glitches. Pretty much the biggest glitch that breaks Hearts of Iron 4. Yeah, it's that big. And to celebrate this glitch, we are going to play as the most incompetent nation in Hearts of Iron 4. The nation that is famous for its defeats, famous for its surrendering. That's right, we're going to play France. Let's start out by doing the normal startup. Let's pop all our divisions into France. We are going to reform the government. Gonna go for electronics and your construction and your factory output. Same old, same old. France has a grand total of 0 oil, but you have some very strong allies who do have a lot of oil, so I'm not gonna bother making synthetics. We'll just make do with what we've got. In this case, 758 steel. Wow, wow. Now look at that beast. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And now it only costs chromium steel, no oil required. So let's make lots of these babies. To start off with a ton of civvies, and production wise we don't need the lights. Do the motorized, we can do those, and make a few planes as well. Got a few partially finished ships. We'll finish the production lines. We don't have that many naval dockyards, so it's probably going to take a while till we can finish all these lines off, but oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. A lot of them do finish this year, so we'll start getting through them pretty quick. I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. If you want to group up all your fleet really quickly, hold shift, left click on all the fleets, drag them, and well, right click them into the reserve, click the reserve, and then press G, which is this button as well. Boom, and then they will all merge up. Easy. The question you're going to ask is, what is the glitch? Well, first of all, let's set it up so we can get the glitch to work. So we are going to improve relations with British Malaya, and we are going to support the left. The left gets division recovery and 1% extra recruitable, where the right gets extra organization and less justification time. So, here we go. Now, we have a destroyer here, an early destroyer hull. It has a subdetection of 1. 1. Remember that number. That number is important. Now, if we look at British Malaya, they have a bunch of destroyers as well. They will allow us to purchase a license for one of their ships. In this case, the Destroyer 1 has a subdetection of 50. 50. It's pretty insane. I'm going to say yes to that. Now, we can build these babies. We'll produce the rest of our existing ships, then we'll move on from there. So there's a few events that pop up for France early on that push you towards communism, and I'd recommend you go for them. Because in this case, you can flip almost immediately. This is the focus we wanted. Remove disjointed government. This is what we need. It's time we play Sweden, guys. Super Sweden. The most legitimate Sweden possible. Let's break Sweden. Super Sweden. 3K likes. Can we do it, boys? This is the Destroyer. So it's pretty damn cheap. And it's pretty bare bones too. But, as you can see, the subdetection is insane. So one question that I'm probably going to get quite often in the comments is what's going on with this? So these are the stats for the old ships prior to Man the Guns. In preparation for Man the Guns, Paradox would have to go through every nation on Earth and change the stats of all the ships to the new values. In this case, they've forgotten about British Malaya, so that's the reason why it's got some insane subdetection. For anyone who's new to my channel, I'm making this division as big as possible. And the reason why I do that is you get more XP per day for training one division. We now have 60% support for the commies in France. But without even hiring the revolutionary... Oh, we automatically get the revolutionary. Am I going mad? Never mind, we've got him anyway. Anywho, alright, referendum, boom. I know we can send them guns. I don't think they've got long left, but we'll give them what we've got. Hey, I think the guns are working. They've taken back Madrid. Now, isn't that beautiful? Perfection. Pump out some free factories. Focuses for France for factories are just ridiculous. In this case, this gives us 5 factories for 1 focus. Insane. Let's send a few guns to China to help them out. Might give them a slight edge against the Japanese. I don't know what's more obnoxious about my leader. Is it his name, Maurice, or the fact that he's got like the hugest forehead in existence? Oh no, the nationalists have won. I thought they were winning at one point, but they may have just sniped a few cities and then they fell. Ah, oh, man, that sucks. Here we are, boys. Our first destroyer won from Malaya. 50 sub detection. We are going to go for a 10 combat width with support artillery. Also make our ideal heavy tank. I'm going to start with this to begin with, then we'll add on to it as time goes on. Hey! It's trivia time. Who led France after the fall of France? Who led the nation of France after the fall of France? Comment below if you know the answer. Okay, we're gonna go for free trade. I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but let's do it. Oh, we've still got loads of everything. That's awesome. Time for military factories. Let's rush those doctrines. This gives us extra defense and org. Why not? We'll spend the 100 combat XP. Get some radar as well. Build a radar station as well. Working conditions? Don't mind if I do. Right now, we only have 4.2k fuel. Let's do something about that. Let's import as much oil as I can from America. And I can fill my fuel stockpile in 20 days. Let's rush the heavy 2. And then through national focus, we'll get heavy 3. Puts us behind a little bit on time. But overall, we end up ahead. Head or behind, I don't even know. Right, we're pumping out plane production now. That's one area that we're gonna fall to the Germans really quickly if we don't have enough aircraft. Well, I tried. I sent them a lot of guns too, but it didn't help. Alright, it's 9:39. It's time to work on my own divisions now. For the purpose of converting everything really quick, what we'll do is the classic trick where you make one division. Spam out as many of these as we can. And then convert them to the ideal division we're actually going to use. Alright, we've got these boys now. We'll divide them up. Start training our armor. All we're lacking right now is just raw guns, so we can produce 8 of these. We do have enough heavy tanks as well, which is good. Alright, let's focus on the guns then. We do get the discount because we're France, so we get those 10% cheaper, which is always nice. We're going to go on the path of infiltration just for flexibility. I just realized that the French generals really suck with defense. It's historical. I have much of a choice here for field marshals. Old guard, old guard, old guard. Defensive doctrine, defensive doctrine, defensive doctrine. Okay, this is my research, working on my doctrine. Getting some more radar upgrades, even though I'm researching this ahead of time. Make sure we get the biggest research buff as possible. And we get a technological edge against Germany. Making sure I've got enough soft attack on my artillery. And we're working on the latest armor. We'll add on another heavy onto our tanks. Plus is a little bit behind on heavies. Oh no, we still have enough. Okay, cool. This is an old trick I used to do, and I feel like I should do it more often, is to color code your armies or where they're positioned. Now, you can use status up here, but this is, I don't know, there's a lot going on up here. It's just hard to see. In this case, these guys are going to be reserves, so we'll make them white. Is there symbolism of white and reserves? Probably not. These guys are on the border of Italy, so we'll make them green. Same color. They're on the border of Belgium, so we'll make them yellow. And then the border of Germany. And here we go, boys. It starts. All right, this is an emergency. I've put a total of 30 military factories onto guns because we're really behind on guns. And right now, that puts us behind by 100 days. So it's going to be a rough start to this game. Once again, we're going to work on the latest fighter. And then the national focus will give us fighter 3 a lot quicker. Interestingly enough, they picked off Luxembourg, then Belgium, and then the Netherlands, and then me. And they just not declared on me. I thought they were going to pick off the lowlands one by one and then go for me. They've not. Oh, here we go. War with France. This is good because this has given us a lot of time to prepare. So we should be in a better spot right now than we've ever been. I've spotted that France only has 5 admirals. Now, this wasn't a big deal prior to man the guns because you could stick them all on 1 or maybe 2. But 5 is just not enough. We'll merge up all the destroyers. They will. I'm going to choose to avoid going through the Mediterranean. We'll block that off. And here. I'm going to send everyone around here. This method, we can cover our zones a lot more easily. I feel like we're going to stop going through that zone too, and that one too. And there we go. So that's perfect. I like that a lot. So now all convoys go around here, through the Panama Canal. And Chromium Island. Okay. Right, these are going to be our convoy raiders. We're going to lock the Italians into the med. And then hopefully raid these zones. This button is amazing. Distribute selected ships into a balanced task force. Boom, 30, 30, 10. Oh my god, that's so good. That is so good. 100%. And then we're 98%. That's good. So we're covering all these 4 zones. Perfect. And then finally, we've got our main meat of the fleet, carrier plus light cruisers. So we'll break off the light cruisers. There we go. And troops on the border. Oh, and that's just in time. 3 days worth of guns. Shortage. A little bit more for artillery, but as long as the guns are done, then we're all happy. I'm happy anyway. I was thinking to myself, oh, what's the reason why I'm so low on guns? Oh, I've sent 37,000 to China. And then I think to myself, oh, how is China doing right now? This is swings and roundabouts, guys. 1 minute, I have no guns. It's a problem for me. Next minute, I realize I sent all my guns to China. And they're having a whale of the time. Well, I'll tell you one thing. They won't be needing those guns anymore. Mountains are really good for defensive purposes. But with second best is also rivers. So I'm going to make a fallback line just behind this river. Therefore, if we do lose the mountain, we can always just fall back the river. So the question you're probably asking right now is, why haven't they attacked me? I have not got the foggiest idea. It must be something to do with the fact that I've changed ideology, or maybe I've got a lot of troops on the front line. I don't know. But I'm not complaining because I managed to train my entire army to level 3, so that's a plus. Alright, we've got the latest tank. We're getting chromium from South Africa. That's heavy tank 2. We're pumping them out. Modified the division to try and include as many heavies as I can. You know what? I've just decided, actually. What we need to do is join the Comintern. You know, I was just going to manually justify on Germany, but what's the point in doing a 1v1? I mean, 1v2, right? Come on. Sandwich them in the middle. Let's make World War One. World War One, but in 1940? Make it World War Two, I guess? Look at this, boys. We have kind of made the Entente, maybe? Kind of? In World War Two? You know what would be kind of cool if there was a button here that said just import enough oil just so I'm in the green. It surprised me that button doesn't actually exist. So from process elimination, it is 3. And that means we're in the green now. It'll take 5 years to fill the silos. This is not going to be an offensive war. I want to take advantage of the war support and the less stability here with the fact that they've attacked me. Well, I don't need these troops in Africa. Britain's already liberated Libya. Libya. Big boy heavy 3 has finished. The AMX M4. Sounds like a skateboard. Here we go. Okay, step number 1 is we are just gonna sit and just wait a little bit. All right, let's draw the front line here. Get a nice lot thick infantry stacks on the front line. And then once the Germans have pushed a little bit in, exhausted themselves, we swoop in and clean up the mess. This feels so dirty. Of course, don't forget to import an absolute crap ton of oil. The best thing to do with the escort fleets is split them up as well. So right now, we're having a hard time defending all of our convoys because we were importing so much oil. So that's the big restriction on importing too much in one go. The restriction in the old days was lack of convoys. And now the restrictions now is you just can't escort that many ships. You can escort them, but the efficiency is going to be pants. Alright, that's it. We've maxed radar out. So let's build the biggest radar posts. Oh my, look how big they are. And also what we're going to do is make a universal cruiser. Disband those models. And we'll modify this one. And this is what we're going to go with. Downgraded a lot of everything to make it have a little bit more streamlined speed, resulting in loads of detection with the radar. So, this is the plan. We are going to make a push directly through Belgium here and split them directly in half with the tanks. We're going to hold the Alps, we're going to hold Corsica, and for the most part, we're just going to play it defensively with our navy. With the amount of detection we've got now, we should be able to spot everything and do everything what we need to. I'm a little bit nervous with oil consumption, so I'm not going to deploy any more air wings, even though I have got about 400 fighters in reserve. These are the tanks we've ended up with. They're currently 34 combat width. They consist of a lot of battalions of heavy tanks with 39 organization. So that is pretty good. Overall armor's over 50. Now armor over 50, it's going to be very difficult for them to pierce. Unless specifically they're teched directly into piercing tech, which the AI probably will never do that. Alright, prepare, and let's go. Initially, the pushing is in the Alps, also in Corsica. The Americans have landed in Sicily. Oh boy. The counterattacking is a little bit in the lowlands, but we are pushing them back as well. It looks like we are breaking them, but they're all stacking on top of each other, which is not good. I want to try and make an encirclement. Oh my goodness, my bombers getting absolutely shredded. Alright, let's pin these boys in here. Whilst the tanks shimmy north. Alright, we're having some big steel problems at the moment, which is strange for France. Actually, you know what? Forget it. We're going to go on to limited exports. Now we'll have unlimited steel. This is a bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So we managed to push through the lowlands, push them out the way. But now we've reached the Netherlands. We can't seem to close what we've done. I'm going to stop for a moment. And this feels like the Battle of Kursk or the Battle of the Bulge. The Germans have to make a breakthrough. They have to make an encirclement. If they can't do it in a matter of time, then they're going to run out of fuel. And right now, that's pretty much what's happening to me. Oh my goodness, this is so difficult. We put just on interception to avoid getting bombed. It's very effective, I'll give it that. But if I run out of fuel, these planes get massive penalties for the amount of damage that they can do. In that case, they'll be useless. Oh man, what a ball ache. In this case, the subs should hold their orders as well. Let's have a look. So consumption on land, 4.7k per day. Air, 963, pretty much practically nothing. Navy, 0. So right now, oh, we are gaining oil now, fuel now. Oh, we've run out of convoys as well. Oh, wow. We are on the tiniest knife edge here with oil production. At any time we could hit 0 fuel and that would be a disaster. Oh, the AI is doing that thing where it bounces back and forth on the front line. I think we've actually broke them. And we've got a nice amount of fuel in reserve now, so I think the worst of it, I think we've ridden the storm here. Voila! This is the final template I wanted to go with. This has 84 armor. Woohoo! They seem to have left Corsica, they've left Sardinia empty, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Look at these insane losses here. Support loss 1,500. There was a close air support of Italy, and they finally stopped fighting me in Benelux. That's probably a good sign. That means that we've won. And right now our stockpile's almost full. I'd like to have a safety blanket of more oil though. Alright, this is the plan. We're going to push directly to the center of Belgium and Netherlands. We can build a maximum planning bonus. 73. That's such a huge amount. That means when we launch this offensive, we are going to do so much damage. And Rome has fallen. Soft underbelly of the German Reich is Mussolini. Alright, we're good to go. So in this case now... Oh, they've upped the planes again. Alright, we can make our fighters state-of-the-art now. Alright, let's go. The initial push-in absolutely decimated them. Trying to fan out a little bit. I don't want to make it like a tiny, narrow spearhead. I want to broaden out a little bit. I want to make sure 2 divisions just go straight for the goal. Because otherwise, I don't want them to filter into the north. And we've ground to a halt once again. Ah, I really thought we could make a breakthrough. This started a push into the lowlands, and it's now resulted in an air war. Surprisingly, we've got really modern planes. I presume more modern than theirs. They're shooting more of ours down than we're shooting of theirs. I think these tanks are lacking is soft attack. If we had like 500 soft attack maybe against these infantry, they'd actually have more of an impact. It's crucial to make encirclements. You need the speed, you need the soft attack, you need the breakthrough, and you need enough armor so they can't pierce you. If you have all those 3 things, you've got yourself a blitzkrieg. In other news, oh hi Spain. Have a look at the divisions. Oh, they're rubbish. They're rubbish. I should be able to annihilate them with my tanks. Luckily, I gave access to all the allies. So right now, as you can see, they're holding quite well. I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to plow directly through Spain. Can you pierce the tanks? Of course you can't. They're way too heavy. I'm not sure if this is hard-coded, but I have noticed that Spain seems to make really rubbish divisions. Alright, let's get these out of Brittany. Got them. Alright, ideally now, I want to try and encircle as many of these as well. Try and slice through the center. Go, go, go. Yay! Oof. I don't know why it's happening here, but these heavy tanks are not performing nowhere near as best as they used to. Maybe they're lacking soft attack. Maybe I just can't handle the speed anymore. I don't know. All right, well, that's that problem contained. Wow, that took a while. I imagine they probably sustained a lot of casualties. German-French War, 700,000 casualties. We did 500,000 of those. Small gains in the north by Germany. Not a lot of movement in the Alps. Africa's been absent. America's absolutely demolishing Rome in the center. The Soviets collapsed. This game is over. All right, let's do this. This should defeat them and leave them battered and bruised. And we have lost Paris in the north. We seem to be managing to hold in the center quite well, but this northern flank where the plains are seems to be our soft, weak underbelly. War propaganda against Iceland. Do they even have an army? Oh, they've got 6 factories though. What? All right, Spain's flank is broken now, and we've completely demolished them. Iceland, rip. F in the comments, boys. Oh, Spain, we got him. Man, that was a grind. That was a grind and a half. My goodness, thank goodness it's over, because now we get to save ourselves. Oh boy. We are now going to Dunkirk. If we can get enough planning bonus, we just slide across the center of France again. And we did it. Well, kind of. Alright, I think that is a win. I think that's probably the best encirclement we've had on the Germans yet. Alright, this is a big win. This is a big one. And there we go. We really finally took Paris, and we managed to get some juicy encirclements here. I think I'm having a motivational impact on the Allies right now, because I've not actually done anything other than put my planes over the Alpine region. But they've landed here, and really pushing out in the south as well, so... Go team! These are Yugoslav divisions defending the Italians. Are they so low on divisions that they're have to use Yugoslavian ones? That's crazy. The Battle of Milan right now has been going on for now like a straight month straight as we've been trying to push over the river into Milan. And with it snowing, it's not really helping things. It's been back and forth over and over again for many, many months. 1 minute I'm winning, 1 minute I'm losing. It is really back and forth. Oh, wow! I've got to admit, Italy put up an amazing fight. Kudos to them. Oh boy! Now this was a well, this was an uphill battle, but I think we finally got a breakthrough now. I was actually planning to, after Italy fell, to push through Yugoslav into Hungary and Romania and knock them out one at a time. I didn't really think I'd be that lucky to push into Germany, but there's a breakout in the south here. They're still holding the lowlands, but there was a breakout in the south and I just went for it. So I was like, I don't actually care. And the Soviet Union has capitulated. What a strange time for them to capitulate. Oh, but they've not capitulated. I was thinking there was going to be a peace conference, but there won't be. Because I'm in the Comintern. I'm a major in the Comintern. Oh my god, why has this just dawned on me? Okay. Alright. I will live on in Stalin's legacy. Alright, Vienna's closed. Berlin's down. 98%. This be enough. That's right, Germany rip. This probably thinks, like, you're probably looking at this and thinking, what? Romania a major power? Look at this. They don't even have Northern Transylvania. What is this? This is pathetic. And then you go, oh, Romania. Oof. Because most of the cores in Europe, they fell pretty easily. Voila. This is the world I've created. It feels almost like Napoleonic. I've taken all of France. I've taken all the Spanish colonial holdings. I also took, this is probably going to really trigger you, but I took all the desert of Libya, but I didn't actually take any of the coast. We've made this kind of like highway through the desert. And this is the Comintern now. Oh, I'm the leader of the Comintern. What? When did that happen? I guess that must automatically happen, right? What have we learned from this? France is a really bad nation to pull off this exploit because you really don't get an opportunity to take advantage of it. 1, you don't have a lot of naval dockyards to begin with. 2, you're probably worried more about the European threat. And 3, by the time I joined the war, most of the submarines of Germany was already sunk anyway. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this, guys, don't forget to like and to subscribe. Once you hit that subscription button, don't forget to ring the bell. Otherwise, your subscription means nothing. I hope you have an absolutely awesome day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.